right, my friend. What does a Biden 2023 White House look like with both chambers in Republican control?
I still believe the Senate will be in Democratic control, but I'll take your premise.
That was the last question. You've made the prediction before, but look, hey, okay, back in in Vegas, all right, when the dealers got an ace, you can buy insurance. I was going to offer you the ability to buy insurance on your proclamation, but you don't want it.
I don't. I believe it's gonna. I believe the Democrats are going to control the Senate. I've explained it a million times on the show. I'm sure on Tuesday night next week, you and I will be talking about it a lot. But I believe they will be controlling the Senate. We might not know that control until sometime in late December after the runoff.
After the runoff in Georgia. Okay, give me back to you think about though how much the Biden administration is going to change. We hear John Kerry is looking for a way out so he doesn't have to answer congressional questions. Jennifer Granholm, potentially Energy Secretary. Rachel Levine possibly would be on the list of people that really the House would love, a Republican House would love to make hay over. Gina McCarthy, National Climate Advisor, and others. Does President Biden try to tack to the middle as he said he would in 2020 during the election, or does he stay hardcore partisan against the MAGA extremism?
I think you got to do a little bit of both. I think the only way this country comes back is, yes, you tack to the middle on policy matters, but you need to keep the pressure on mainstream Republicans to disassociate themselves with the MAGA Republican movement, which is so hateful, so dangerous to this country, and needs to be stamped out. And I know that there are a lot of good Republicans in Washington that would like to see that happening. And I think the president needs to do everything he can to encourage them. And yes, the Republicans will control the House of Representatives. It will be a very small majority. It will not be the 70-vote swing they were predicting 6 months ago. It'll probably be about a 25-vote swing, most of that due to gerrymandering.
That's still an awful lot.
In a year like this, no. I think this year, but for the MAGA movement, but for the extremism in that party, they would have picked up 60 seats easily, given the economic factors and the unpopularity of the presidency.
Go either. One thing that the president is now pivoting to is the economy, right? It was all about threats to democracy and abortion. The Democrats are starting to abandon that, at least in some of their stump speeches. President Biden's been taking shots at the oil companies. We sort of predicted this on Thursday and Friday of last week. ExxonMobil Friday, highest earnings ever, almost $20 billion for the quarter. Shell, $10 billion for the quarter as well. And we predicted the president was going to go after the oil companies as sort of a way for a populist message. Take a listen to him today.
Oil companies' record profits today are not because they're doing something new or innovative. Their profits are a windfall of war. The windfall from the brutal conflict that's ravaging Ukraine and hurting tens of millions of people around the globe.
Windfall profit tax is not going to happen. It's never going to pass the House. It's certainly never going to pass the Senate. So what's the game here?
Well, I think you got to put your opponents on notice. Are you for or against windfall profits that these oil companies have been, staking out the last couple of months? I mean, we've all known they've been making a killing on these higher gas and oil prices. We know this. We know that there is no shortage of oil. This is not a supply and demand thing. This is a market speculation thing. And you know what? If the Republicans want to do something really populist when they take over the House, maybe they would stop, the talk about impeaching Biden for no reason, and they would actually investigate why these speculators have made so much money the last couple of months.
I think there's going to be a lot of things they investigate. I don't think that's quite high on the list. But
no, I don't think they won't do it at all because they're populism in name only. They are not truly populist. And people who think that they're fighting for them, they should ask them, why are you not looking into this thing that's affecting my pocketbook every day?
Look, we said this on Friday, that Republicans are going to have a very tough time come this winter when people are choosing between putting gas in their car and eating. Chris, it's good to see you as always. Tape is marked once again. We offered insurance.
Mark it. I'm not taking the insurance. We're winning the Senate.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.